Welcome to Daily Dose Radio, a 5-minute devotional podcast studying the Psalms verse by verse. Broadcast from the ever-beautiful Sharonville, Ohio, on the sunny side of Cincinnati. Hey, welcome back to Daily Dose Radio. This is your home for organic Bible study. And today we're at the archery range. We're going to be shooting some arrows today. So grab your quiver, your bow, come out with me. Let's look at the target. We're going to be reading verse 4 today. Like arrows in the hand of a mighty man, so are the sons of one's youth. We've already seen this psalm is about sovereignty and how the Lord is the one who is behind the building of the house and the keeping of the city and the labor of our hands and the children that we have and procreate. Well, here we are coming now to a similitude or a metaphor for children. And children are like arrows, but they're not like just arrows in anyone's hand. They're like arrows in the hand of a mighty man. So are the sons of one's youth, he says. So the sons are like arrows. So what does an arrow represent? Well, it represents strength. You know, in the United States, the seal of the United States, the eagle holds in one claw arrows and in the other claw a branch of olive, which is for peace. And the arrows represent strength or might. So here the sons of one's youth represent one's strength or might. And arrows are also used for defense. They're also used for attack. They're also used for provision, to provide during hunting. So arrows can be a lot of things. They always represent the strength of a household. And here the children are like that arrow. They're the strength of the household. John Mason Neal, he says in his commentary that there's a Chinese proverb that says, when a son is born into a family, a bow and arrow are hung before the gate, indicating the strength of the family will continue because there's a son born there. So children are like that. They provide for the parents in their old age. They are, the fortunes of a house are more secure when there are children to continue it and to provide for the parents and to see to things, and so that they might go out and continue the father's or the mother's or the family's interests in the community and in the world at large. But also these children that are mentioned here, like arrows in the hand of a mighty man. The mighty man has often been the Lord, and he's been represented as a mighty man. So if the children are his and they are like arrows, then perhaps we're talking about those of ministry, those in Christ. And that led Cardinal Hugo to say of this passage that these qualities are the qualities of a holy preacher of the word, and they resemble arrows. And listen to what he says. They are shapely because humble, slender for they are poor, straight in their charity, smooth in equity, long as long-suffering, feathered with divers virtues, headed with the steel of firm patience, sharp in keenness of intellect, piercing in their zeal for righteousness, swift in their readiness of obedience, yet motionless of themselves, and unless shot forth by him in whose hands they are, when they go straight and surely to the mark. It's beautiful the way he describes the minister of the gospel here as the arrow. It goes straight to the mark, and I wish all of these things were true for me. But in a sense, Christ does each one of these things, but I love the way he ends that. All of these things being true, yet the arrow is motionless until the archer takes it from the quiver. Again, the reason I like this, I think, is because it goes right back to that idea of sovereignty. God himself is the one who will use us for his own purpose. He shapes us, he feathers us, he equips us, he straightens us, he smooths us out, he adorns us with the colors that are his banner, and he provides us with the steel of patience and long-suffering, so that when we're shot from his bow, we go to the mark and achieve his ends. God is the sovereign, and he uses each one of us for his own purpose. Be that arrow today. Go to the mark. Do God's will. Join me tomorrow. We're going to look at verse 5 on Daily Dose Radio. Thanks for listening to Daily Dose Radio. I'm David Smith. The music today has been performed by the Bluegrass Experiment. Thanks again for listening. I'll see you next time on Daily Dose Radio.